Hi there, my name's Caroline Johnson and I'm one of the directors of Vetpol Limited. If you're listening and you're reading this title and you've got absolutely no idea what an SQP is, then please be patient because all will be revealed shortly. In this short presentation, I'm going to start by telling you what an SQP is all about, why becoming an SQP is great for personal growth, development and customer service, and ultimately how being an SQP can turbocharge your business. But first I'd like to start by reminding ourselves of some of the obligations that we have to our animals. If you're in the business of farm animals, horses, companion animals, or even poultry, or indeed if you just own a hamster, you will certainly already know that caring for them properly is a responsibility that nobody should take lightly. As owners, we not only have a moral and ethical responsibility to give animals the care they deserve, but we also have a legal responsibility to provide them with the basic health and welfare needs of their particular species, all in accordance with the Animal Welfare Act of 2006. And if you've never heard of the Animal Welfare Act, I certainly recommend that you Google it after this presentation and give it a quick read. Good husbandry and appropriate care contributes to keeping our pets and farm animals healthy. That's pretty obvious. But this is a matter of economics and emotions, because absolutely nobody benefits when animals are fed an inappropriate diet or kept in substandard living conditions that lead to them becoming diseased. Medicines have got a role in keeping our animals healthy, and flea and worming treatments would be the most obvious example of that. But sometimes, despite the best care in the world, we need veterinary medicines to treat an animal that has become sick or injured. And the good news is that today we've got choice as to where we go for such treatments, as veterinary medicines are classified according to their route of supply. So some may only be available through your local vet, but others may be supplied by farm, equine or pet retailers. So nowadays consumers have a lot more choice. There are a growing number of veterinary medicines that are classified as either POM, VPS or NFA, VPS. There's about 900 in total. The POM bit stands for prescription only medicine, and the NFA bit stands for non-food animal, so that would be a medicine, say, for a cat or a dog. The important bit is the VPS bit at the end of both of these classifications. The V stands for veterinary surgeon, meaning you can go to a vet for these products. The P stands for pharmacist, meaning that some pharmacists will be able to supply these products. And the S bit, which is what we're interested in, stands for suitably qualified person, or SQP. SQPs are recognised in law as a qualification that permits the holder of that particular certificate to legally supply certain classes of medicines, and that is those that are classified as VPS, as explained above. As veterinary medicines sit under the broader umbrella of animal welfare, SQPs do give advice as well as supply products, and therefore they're in the front line with animal owners and very well positioned and well trained to become ambassadors for animal welfare, and we think that's a very good thing. Quick note at the bottom here for business owners who may be thinking about supplying veterinary VPS medicines. If you look at the picture on the right, the thing that's very obvious is that most veterinary medicines are actually quite small, the small pack sizes. So therefore that means they take up a small amount of space shelf, they're low volume, but they tend to often be very high value products. So therefore selling veterinary medicines is a really good way to develop a current animal related business if this is something you're not already doing. The final point I'd like to add before we leave this slide is to make it clear that SQPs can train to supply medicines in one of 4 different groups of species of animals. The first is farm animals, then there's equine, horses, then companion animals, and finally avian. So if you train as an SQP, you can train to supply medicines for any one of those groups of species or any combination of those. So why might you consider becoming an SQP or training SQPs to operate in your business? Well, the first place I would always look there is at market data to make that particular or help you make that particular decision. It may not surprise you to know, in fact you probably already do know, that the UK market is one of the largest in Europe, and it just got an awful lot bigger. This is a sector of business that is completely recession proof, and this has been proven over the years, but today it is positively booming due to COVID-19. And in a recent study by the PFMA, the Pet Food Manufacturers Association, they learned that 11% of all households have welcomed a pet during the pandemic, and a further 10% plan to do so. These are massive, massive numbers. And what that means is that today we've got 12 million cats and 12 million domestic dogs in the UK, which is phenomenal. So that's 24 million animals that are going to regularly need flea and worming treatment, for example, which means that the parasiticide market alone in the UK is worth millions, although I'm not sure that shouldn't perhaps read squillions. It's an awful, awful lot of money. So what about the farm side? Well, SQPs supply products across the whole range of farm species, and that includes poultry as well. And there are a very large number of products available, and these products are important because they're necessary not just to keep farm animals healthy, but also to ensure that farmers get the economic returns they need to remain viable. And the medicines that are covered in this VPS category, or that come under this category, include vaccines, include wormers and fly control, and they also include sheep dips. So what might an SQP qualification do for you personally? Well, anything that develops your knowledge and expertise, and particularly that's going to be of value in the sector in which you work, has to be good for personal and career development. It's also a great way to add value to the customer interaction, and that's very, very important in today's world, which is becoming increasingly competitive and increasingly online. The personal touch, the adding value, the giving advice is becoming a very, very important factor that differentiates good businesses from thriving businesses. So it is a really good idea to consider an SQP qualification. So how do you do it? Well, the first thing we'd recommend is that you go to our website, vetpol.uk, for further information. And if this really does whet your appetite and is something you're interested in, you can actually register for Vetpol's SQP qualification via that site. You click on a link and it will take you through to our learning management system. We offer online training that has been designed very much for people with busy lives. So we've broken up all the text and all the content into a number of modules that's broken down further into key sections. We've highlighted the most important points, and there's multiple choice quizzes at the end of every section, so that it's very, very much designed for people with busy lives to dip in and dip out of. We pride ourselves on our customer support, and to date, every single SQP that's gone through training with us has been asked to fill in a feedback form afterwards and actually rate us on various aspects of the training. And if we take all of those numbers together, the whole lot, what that averages out at is a 92.6% satisfaction rating. So this is something we're really proud of. And we offer support either by direct contact. We've got an online forum. We can put you in touch with other SQPs and employers of SQPs if that's what you want. Along with our partner Lantra, we offer online exams. And this is really quite a revelation, because last year when these particular exams were launched, they weren't just the first online level 4 qualification in this particular sector. Lantra actually helped us develop the first online level 4 qualification in the UK. So we were breaking new ground with these exams, and the benefit to you is it means you can sit your exams in any quiet place with a good internet connection, be that home or office or somewhere else. We also offer a unique range of trademarks for people who qualify with us as SQPs, but really that's a subject for another day. We haven't got time for this in this short webinar, but if you want to know more about that, just look at the website. The burning question that many of you will have is, how much does all of this cost? Well, we offer a package that includes everything on this page: online training, support, exams, the whole lot, and a one species qualification costs £690 plus VAT, and you can pay for that online or we can invoice you direct. So I'd like to conclude this presentation by asking you to go inwards a minute and just think about yourself, think about your place of work, think about what it is that you currently do, but also think about what you could do in the future. And I'd like you to ask yourself a few personal questions. What if you were to undergo training to learn more about animal welfare, about husbandry, and about veterinary medicines? What if your clients knew they could come to you for general health and welfare advice, as well as perhaps purchasing veterinary medicines? What might that do for you as an individual? What might that do for your business? And finally, what if you could deliver added value? I mean, proper, good quality added value for your customers that would turbocharge your business with medicine sales. While you're thinking of that, I've got one last question, and that is, when are you going to train as a Vetpol SQP? I'd like to conclude this by saying a big thank you to Lantra, not just for being the best possible partner in this exciting SQP project, but also for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today. If you are interested in more, please email me direct or visit our website at vetpol.uk. And I'd just like to finish by saying thank you very much for listening.